Today I'm creating a giant player in MLB The Show 24, and my goal is to make the majors and road to the show, and to become an all-star. Daddy Longlegs is returning to this channel at 6'10", 180 pounds, and as you would expect, he's absolutely terrifying. As a projected 20th round pick at the Combine, I'm gonna need to prove myself, and I don't have a lot of power, but I'm already going deep to left field for a big home run. To make this interesting, I'm playing on the contact archetype, so I have no power or speed, and I'm trying to get a hold of more pitches, but it's not a good look that I'm popping up during batting practice. I might be the slowest outfielder of all time, so I'm gonna need to impress with my arm, and I have a button combination that I'm gonna nail, as this throw's coming in very slow, but I'm able to get the runner out. My arm is supposed to be a weakness, but apparently it's not as bad as I thought, because I've gotten all of these runners out so far. That was not a very impressive showing, but I'm up to round 17. The draft combine game is the best chance I have to prove myself, but so far I have not gotten on base, and I'm very disappointed because I'm an absolute freak show, but we're not scaring anybody right now. Surprisingly, this game went to extra innings, so I have a chance for a multi-hit game, and I hit this one well into the outfield, but it's definitely not going to be deep enough. We have to play better in game number 2 if we want to climb the draft boards, and this is not a good start as we're underneath it. I have a chance to make my mark with 2 on in the 9th inning, and this one's going to sneak through the infield as my only hit of the game gives us a walk-off win. Hopefully that gives me momentum to increase my draft stock, and this one is absolutely smoked into left field for a sure extra base hit that's going to score 2 runs. My massive strike zone is going to make it very difficult to draw walks, but we don't need to draw walks when they're leaving meatballs right down the middle. That is my second double of the game. This is definitely the performance I've been waiting for, as I reached base 3 times in a big win, and now I'm a projected 10th round pick. I'm excited to go to any team that wants to take a chance on me, and on draft day, that team's gonna be the Cincinnati Reds. I'm definitely excited to be on this team because there is a lot of position player talent, but not a lot at right field. But no matter what, it's gonna be a long road to the top. This is my first game of AA with the Chattanooga Lookouts, and I hit this one right to third base, but that's an error, and I'm gonna reach base. I would love to record my first official hit in this game, but I lined this one straight at the left fielder. That is very unfortunate, and the same thing is going to happen on the very next at-bat, but at least I'm hitting with power. Now I'm absolutely terrified because I'm playing in the field, and there's no way I'm going to be able to get to that one. It's going to bounce over my head. Please don't be an inside the park home run. It looks like the runner is going to hold at third base. I was not able to get a hit in my debut, but on the bright side, that should change soon because I've been making very good contact. Can I get this throw to second base? I'm pressing the buttons, and I don't think I have the arm to make that throw. We are once again trailing in the 4th inning as I turned on this one into left field where it's gonna be caught. I'm a little surprised that one didn't drop because it looked like good contact, but right on cue, late in this game, I get my first AA hit. I feel like the first one is always the hardest to get, so I feel like I can relax a little bit going into this next game and just try to improve my stats as I'm in the field, and this one's hit very well to the wall. It looks like I might have a chance to rob it, and with my tall frame, I'm able to do exactly that. There are definitely some advantages to being tall, even though I'm a contact hitter with a huge strike zone. Even then, I've been really challenged in the field as I have absolutely no speed, and the game is slowing down. It's one of those simulation moments. Can Daddy Longlegs make the diving play in the outfield? And he does. I'm basically just Aaron Judge if you forgot to eat protein as a kid, but I just drove in my first RBI of AA. I definitely needed that because it became my second hit of the season, but that would be my last one in this big win. It is not ideal to be struggling against AA competition, as anytime I make good contact, it goes right to somebody, and at this rate, my goal of making the majors is going to take a very long time. My batting average is under 100 right now as I made good contact the other way, but it's not gonna drop. The good thing is that my consistent contact is earning me stat boosts as I finally have my 3rd hit of the season, so there's no reason to think that this slump's gonna last forever as I have another hit and my 2nd RBI of the season. I can feel my bat starting to heat up as this one is blasted at 107 miles an hour straight to the right fielder. That one sounded very good off the bat and would have gone over the fence if I had just a bit more power, but now I'm in the field and I need to make this play as I cut off the throw, and I've completely disappeared into the bleachers, but we make the right button combination and cannot get out the runner in time. This one is all tied up in the 10th inning, and I do not like that they put me out in the field because that means that I have to make a big throw to home plate, and I've hit the right button combination. I just have to hope that it comes in on time, and it's going to. I just saved the game for Chattanooga. Despite being a freak show, I'm actually starting to make friends in the clubhouse, and even though I helped us win that game, my stat line is completely garbage. I'm still waiting on the first extra base hit of my career, and this one's going right to the outfielder, so I'm not sure when that's gonna come, but it better be soon because there's no way I'm legging out these infield singles. At least on the positive side, even though it was a very weak hit, I was able to drive in my 3rd RBI single of the season. But on defense, my lack of speed is really apparent as I do not have enough to make big plays, but I am going to be able to throw this runner out all the way at third base. This one's all tied up in the 8th inning as I make good contact into center field where this one's not going to be able to get down. I finally get a big break and I'm going for 3 for my first extra base hit of the video. Apparently my team couldn't score me though, but that's no problem because I'm I'm able to go the other way with this one to score another 2 runs and tie this one back up. We're in extra innings, and I should really be out in left field with how bad my arm is. But with the game on the line, I'm gonna need to give this throw everything that I got. As the runner's coming home, the throw comes in, and it is in time. That was my best game yet, and I'm looking to continue that momentum and hopefully break out, as this one shot into the gap in left center for my first double. Once again though, my team was unable to score me, so we're down 2 runs, but I'm looking to change that, sending this one deep into center field, going all the way back where it's caught at the wall. At least the good thing about all these deep flyouts is that I'm earning power upgrades for every one, and they're slowly starting to show up on the field. So with 2 extra base hits in my last 2 games, it is only a matter of time before I hit my first dinger. My improved play has helped my average get back up to 237 with an OPS of 553, and I am now the 99th ranked prospect in baseball. I have a lot of equipment for my last Road to the Show video that would make this challenge a lot easier, but since I'm trying not to cheese this video, I'm only going to be adding new equipment every once in a while, and so far I've only equipped 2 bronze perks. I think getting our player up to 85 overall right off the bat would kind of defeat the purpose of the video, and I'm very excited to keep climbing the ranks in our organization. I am very surprised that Daddy Longlegs' AA career is off to a slow start, but his recent performances are suggesting that he could break out very soon, and here's his second double of the season. Thanks to him, Chattanooga is leading 2-1 in the 5th inning, but the celebration's going to be very short-lived because they tied this game back up, as Daddy Longlegs needs to make this throw to third base, and it's not going to happen. This is our last chance because we're trailing by 1 run in the 9th inning, and this one could not drop in right field, so we blew a lead and lost to the mother shuckers. This might sound very bad, but I honestly do not care how our team performs as long as I keep improving enough to get me to AAA, and here's another double. Judging by our roster though, I'm going to be here for quite a while since I'm 5 overall points lower than the next best outfielder. Even though I'm awful in the field and have no power, I've been very good at avoiding negative plays, and this is very good because it means that all of my stats are improving every single game as the bases are loaded, down 5-0, and I need to make this throw to home plate, which I'm going to do successfully to get the out. Our team is getting railed today, but at least I'm playing a pretty good game as this is good contact into left field, but of course I don't have the power. Now my team needs me to come up big with 2 runners on in the 7th inning, but I did the worst possible thing, grounding into a double play, and we lost another one. Even then though, I can't complain about all these boosts, as this is also the first time my OPS has been up to 600. My only goal at AA this season is to get up to AAA, and this one's hit well into opposite field as I really got a hold of this, and it's going to turn into my first home run of the video. That is certainly going to help out my stat line, as here's good contact again, but I was a little too underneath this one. Ironically, I wish that I had hit that a little bit softer so it could have dropped in the outfield, as I'm going to try to make this throw to second base as my arm is still so weak, but it's going to get there in time for an out. I have not been the defensive liability that I thought I was going to be. Can this one drop? It's going to, and I have scored another RBI. Chattanooga is riding another big game from Daddy Longlegs, as this grounder is going to drive in his 4th run of the game. All of baseball is in big trouble if Daddy Longlegs has discovered his power, as this one's launched into the left center gap, and I think it's fair to say that he's officially on a hot streak. I'm very impressed that he's already up to 62 overall, and since he's played really well, I'm going to reward him with his first piece of equipment, which is going to be a bat grip. Our average is already approaching 270, so maybe we can get it to 300 before the end of the season, and it's really funny how everything has changed so quickly, because I was talking about trying to get my first extra base hit not too long ago, and for some reason they just keep testing my arm. I guess it makes sense because I have 45 arm strength, but I really can't complain about them getting too aggressive because it's improving my stats. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, please drop a like and subscribe, and also comment below if I should make this a series. I'd be interested in making a full Daddy Longlegs career video and what a double play. We're in danger of suffering our first hitless game in a while, but at least we walk, and this one's going to extra innings, so we're gonna get another chance where Daddy Longlegs hits this one up the middle to score 1 run. Unfortunately though, our team could not get a rally going, and even though we're on a hot streak right now, it really feels like we've been cooling off. I did not realize that there's a baseball team called the Biscuits, but I'm absolutely here for it, and my single in the 8th inning started a rally as we got a big win. I still want to continue to show power in my bat though, because I've been flying out deep a ton, but I really can't complain too much because I have an 11-game hitting streak that's gonna continue. We have a 3-1 lead in the 6th inning, and I finally got a good pitch to drive, digging this one out for an easy double into right center. Another 3-hit game would do wonders for my stats. This one was left over the plate, but I hit it right to center field. Our team definitely started out cold, but we're really heating up against Montgomery, and here's another double, so it's nice to see the rest of our offense improving. That one cannot get down. I've been on fire lately, but it still feels like I've been getting robbed of even more hits, and this is my last chance to lock down a multi-hit game, but it's not gonna happen. All of these one-hit games are starting to become very disappointing, and now my hit streak's in jeopardy, and even though it feels like I'm having a pretty good offensive year, I'm so bad out in the field that I'm a negative WAR player, and I just threw out a runner. Unfortunately though, with a 14-game hit streak on the line, I was not able to get on base, and a 641 OPS is simply simply not good enough. I need to get some more extra base hits, and while this is only a single, it is going to drive in a run, and I can't wait until I have more power so I can do things like this, watching this one go for a no doubt home run against the Biscuits. That is such a relief after hitting so many singles, and this is a rare walk as we win the final game against Montgomery. I earned an equipment pack during that series, so I'm going to get these batting gloves, and those are going to add some much needed boost to my hitting stats. Our equipment now gives us 42 power in each stat, which is much improved, so hopefully that can help us get our slugging percentage above 391. My biggest problem is that I do not have the speed to stretch any of these singles into doubles, so that's really hurting my stats. But with a man on second in our next game, I have a huge chance to drive in a run. This one's going to stay fair down the line for an automatic double. I'm really grateful the ball bounced over the stands because that was the only way I was getting a double. And now it's a tie game in the 6th inning where I need to make this throw to third base. And here's the button combination. I'm winding up, sending it deep, and it is going to be in time. This has been a very solid game at the plate and in the field as I need to make another throw, this time to home plate as it's coming in very slowly, but I prevent the go-ahead run. It would be very fitting if I could walk this one off, but what a great leaping play at second base. Thankfully, we were able to get the win, and I got some very nice upgrades. We're winning our division after a very rough start, and it feels like Daddy Longlegs is getting better every single game. Right now, we are the 84th best prospect in all of baseball, and honestly, that's pretty good for an 18-year-old who was just a 10th round pick, as I don't understand why this runner's testing the throw to second, but even with my weak arm, it is very in time. We're up by 2 with runners at the corners, and I'm gonna blast this one to the shortstop who's not able to make the play, so I score a run. I have 3 hits in this game, but I definitely wish that they weren't all singles, as I have to make a very tough throw to home plate, getting the button combination, winding up. This is a long one, and it is in time to get the runner out. My arm is a huge weakness, but it's gonna improve pretty fast if they keep testing me, and with the bases loaded, I'm gonna drive in an RBI single. My batting average is already almost up to 300, and I should not have swung at that one, but it doesn't matter. It's actually gonna pay off for a double. After how we started the year, I am so surprised that we're almost hitting 300, but now with the bases loaded, I need some RBIs. Can this one get down? It is not going to. Unfortunately for me, it looks like I'm gonna go hitless in this game, which is really unfortunate because I've been on a roll. I want to finally give myself a bat to help out my hitting stats, but it's not gonna be a diamond or even a gold one, but at least it will be something. As soon as my batting average gets up to 300, I'm gonna give myself a new skill set, and I know it's not the craziest milestone, but I'm just trying to make this video a little bit more interesting. If I really wanted to, I could give myself diamond and gold everything and be like 85 overall right now, but honestly, I really like the challenge of working up through double and triple A to improve my skills and get to the MLB level, and another runner is testing this throw. That was a bad decision. It's been a few games since I've gotten an extra base hit, and their first baseman goes airborne to prevent a double. I think I've only hit like 3 or 4 home runs on the season, so I definitely think I'm due for another one, but I'm definitely happy with the multi-hit game as this is my 3rd on the day, and it's gonna drive in an RBI. Lucky for me, that 3-hit performance was enough to boost my season average up to 301, and I've already gone up 6 overall to close the gap on the AAA right fielders, but going up to a silver skill set is going to get me all the way up to 69 overall. I am so close to getting called up to AAA because I'm now the best player on my AA team, and I'm launching a double into the right center gap. All of baseball is in big trouble if I'm hitting for more power, because something that started as one of my biggest weaknesses has become a strength. And speaking of weaknesses, my arm has actually been very impressive lately as I throw out another runner. I'm also in the middle of a very long home run drought right now, and this one's hit pretty well to center field, but not well enough. Aside from that double though, I have not had a lot of success at the plate recently, but I'm able to redeem myself with an RBI double into right center. I can win a dynamic challenge if I contact swing for a hit, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do on my next at-bat. This is my first multi-hit game in quite a while, but I'm looking for 3, launching another one into right center field, and that's gonna score the go-ahead run. Daddy Longlegs is the reason that they won that game, and I know he's only been in the minors for a few months, but how much more does he have to prove at AA, as this one is crushed over the fence in center field for a home run. Just like that, after this game, we're called into our manager's office, who says this is our last game on the team because we're getting called up to AAA. So far, Daddy is dominating the minors. I got a pack for completing a challenge last series, so I'm gonna get a brand new perk, and since I'm only trying to use perks that Daddy Longlegs has earned, I'm gonna happily equip Contact 3. This is my AAA debut, and I'm hitless so far, but I really got a hold of this one in a center field, but unfortunately, I'm gonna pop out. An 0 for 5 start with the bats would not be ideal, but that's exactly what's gonna happen. So I'm still waiting on my first hit at the AAA level, but it's gonna immediately come in my next game. I'm in the field with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, and I'm gonna need to make a big throw home with the bats up by 1 run. Here it comes, as they're really testing my arm with this one, but it is in time to win us the game. I'm very happy to make plays out in the field, but I only have 1 hit in my first 3 games, and here's another one. This is going back to the wall for my first double at AAA. Hopefully I'm able to hit for a bit more power at this level because I was very weak in AA, but just like at the beginning of the video, I am really struggling to get going. It's definitely an adjustment, but I do not want to get sent back back down to AA. So thankfully I get my third hit here. And I never thought I'd say this, but my fielding ability is actually keeping me up here as I just made an insane diving catch. Securing another hit here would definitely improve my confidence, and here's my first multi-hit game. At 71 overall, I am the highest rated position player on my team, and that's part of why I'm surprised that I'm not playing well so far, and that one's not gonna drop. After showing some power in double A's, I'm back to mostly hitting singles again, but at least we won and I had another multi-hit game. It's no surprise that after my first series with the bats, I have the lowest OPS on the team and 0 RBIs. It's also been a while since I've moved on the top prospects list, as I'm stuck at 87. After that game, I decided to add a few more silver tier equipment items, and clearly they're making a difference since I just hit a double. I have been great in the field lately, as all 6'10" of me laid out parallel to the ground for a great catch, and while that's very cool, I wish our bat was a little bit more consistent. My batting average is down to 216 after an 0 for 5 game, and just like in double A, I've been keeping the ball in play, as this one's going off the pitcher's foot and at least I got a hit. If I want to keep impressing at triple A, I need my power to come back, and here it is as I double into the gap in right center. I wish those big plays could come with runners on base, but this is a multi-hit game, and now I have a chance to drive in some runners with 2 on, and this one's blasted all the way to the scoreboard for my first triple A home run. That was easily my best game with the bats so far, and it's great to see that my stats are improving. I am just 4 overall away from being the best right fielder in the organization, so it's so important that I keep improving at AAA so I can get to the next level. I went the other way on my last at-bat, and this one's going to be no different, as I'm definitely pushing it, stretching this one into a double, but thankfully the throw's going to come in offline. This is already a multi-hit game for Daddy Longlegs, and I can't believe that's a strike, but even without another hit, our stats are looking much better. I'm actually surprised by this, but playing with a giant player is much more difficult than playing with a tiny player, because at least in my scrawny slugger video, I had a very small strike zone, as this throw's coming into home plate, and it's gonna be in time. I totally missed this, but there's another equipment pack for me to open, and I see some gold cleats. Those are gonna give me a very needed +8 to my speed, so my stats are looking better than ever. I'm on a huge cold streak, but maybe some new equipment is all I need to get out of it, and I can already tell that I'm hitting the ball harder, as this is a beautiful rainbow in the left center field that I'm gonna turn into a double. The first thing I'm gonna do when I get to the majors is get myself some gold and diamond equipment, but for now I guess I don't need it, because that's another multi-hit game. These cleats are giving me some much needed range in the outfield, as for once in my life, I'm able to cut this one off and prevent a double. My hitting skills are already at major league level, as I'm going the other way with this one for an RBI single, but with a runner in scoring position, I have a chance for my second RBI of the day, and I blast this one up the middle to get it done. It looks like I'm finally coming out of this cold streak as I turn on one into left field, and with my new speed, I'm going to be able to stretch my third hit of the game into a double. Despite my great performance, we're still trailing by 1 run as I get my 4th hit of the day, but we were unable to rally to secure the victory. That was a big series that really helped out my stats, as my batting average is approaching 300 and I'm almost to 750 OPS, as the bats are now in 3rd place in the IL West. It's very unlikely that I'll make the major leagues this season because I'm not even on the 40-man roster, but I should get my shot very soon because I'm only 3 overall points lower than the next best right fielder. I also finally unlocked the gold set of skill sets, and I'm very tempted to give one to Daddy Longlegs, but I'm gonna hold off because it's not fair for him to be 83 overall in AAA. The moment that I get to the MLB level, I am absolutely equipping that gold skill set, as we're in the first game out of the All-Star break, and my goal for the rest of the season is to improve so much that the Reds cannot pass up on giving me a spring training invite, and this deep home run to right center is absolutely gonna help. This is a new Daddy Longlegs because it's very rare for us to have 1, let alone 2 extra base hits in a game, as I just keep throwing out runners. It's only the 4th inning, so I'm wondering how good of a game we can have, and we are a triple away from the cycle. I really want that triple, but apparently we're not gonna get it because we got something even better, as we're gonna watch this one go over the fence in left field, and we got a big win. That amazing game is gonna do great things for our stats, and it definitely took a while, but after a slow start, we have absolutely found our footing at AAA. I got called into my manager's office, and I thought that I was getting the early call-up, but instead, I will definitely take these performance boosts. This performance multiplier could be exactly what we need to jump Will Benson in overall and become the major league right fielder, so I really need to take advantage of this opportunity, and I have 2 months left in the season to do it, as this is another double. We are getting absolutely smoked in this game, but I don't care because I pick up my 3rd hit of the day for a huge RBI, and I'm able to earn double to my power for another 3 games, so it's very important that I get some extra base hits as I line another double. We started out with like 35 power, but over the course of the season, we've gotten it into the high 50s, and we have 2 more games to get it even higher. I did not realize that my batting average was almost up to 340, which is ridiculous even for a short time at AAA, but after some struggles, we figured things out very fast, as getting those gold tier cleats helped us stretch some more singles into doubles. We are 73 overall at the beginning of August, so I'm curious how far we'll get before the end of the year, but we're currently on one of the biggest hot streaks of the season, as we are hitting nearly 600. These are Daddy Longlegs stats after the the biggest series of the entire season, as he's also slowly climbing the top 100 list. We have not been at AAA for very long, but I already feel like there's not much else to prove as we're showing off the opposite field power for a huge grand slam. I have never been called up to the majors in my first MLB season, but there could be a chance when rosters expand because we're only 5 games away from the start of September. This is also the perfect time for my manager to be giving me a stat multiplier, and I think the game knows that I'm very close to making the majors as this one was absolutely smoked. However, that's been my only hit over the past couple days, so I have not taken advantage of the opportunity, and that one is robbed away. We've made a few diving plays in this video, but it's really not fun to be on the other side of them, but at least I extended my hit streak to 10 games, and I have a chance to get my redemption in the field by throwing out a runner at third base, which I do. I feel like I have more than proven myself at the minor league level, so if I don't get the call up to the majors, this will be the last series I play this season, as we are in a big win against the Cubs. We are already up 2-0 in our next game, and I smoked this one into center field for a single, and something tells me that I'm gonna need to make a throw to home plate here. The line drive comes in hot, as this one's gonna be very close, but it comes in, and we're able to get the out. Now we can complete a challenge if we hit a double, but why not do better with a line drive home run into left field? We've actually had more dynamic challenges lately, and these are a very good way to earn program stars, but we're unable to complete this one. That is very unfortunate because we need program stars to unlock the diamond skill sets, but Daddy Longlegs just obliterated this one for a double. We definitely cooled off for a bit after that hot streak, but it finally looks like we're getting back on it with another double. That's 2 on the game. Now the game is slowing down once again. I'm very scared, but I think I figured out how to do this all on my own. Just gotta hit the button at the right time. I have a college degree, but my full-time job is just pressing buttons at the right time. It's September, and as I anticipated, we are not getting the call up to the show, and I guess I understand why the Reds aren't rushing me to the show because they're in last place. However, it's gonna be a different story for the Bats, who have a chance to go to the postseason. I know I can't take full credit for this, but my teams have won everywhere that I've gone, and we can clinch the playoffs by finishing strong in our final series. However, we're trailing 1-0 in this game, but I'm gonna get aboard with an opposite field single, and then myself along with another run scored to give us the lead, and I'm very lucky that I was not punished for that poor swing. We're up 7-5, but here's another dynamic challenge. So I'm swinging for the fences, and that was a meatball, but I don't know what happened. We failed the challenge, but we still got the win, so we continue our pursuit of the AAA playoffs as I have to use my height to make a big play in the outfield, trying to rob this one off the wall, and of course I fail, and that's gonna be a triple. I really thought that I was in great position for that one, but I'm gonna make up for it with a 7th inning RBI. That was another big win for the Bats, as Daddy Longlegs is up to 74 overall. This was a very good 18-year-old season, especially considering that we put up these numbers in only 93 games. However, our AAA season is not over after making the playoffs, and we're in a very close game against Jackson Holiday and the Norfolk Tides as I'm launching this one into the right center gap in the 8th. That double secured us a playoff victory, so we're set to take on the Salt Lake Bees in the championship round as I need to throw out this runner, and even though I disappeared into the wall, I'm able to do exactly that. To my surprise, this game is still all tied up in the 4th inning, but my single up the middle is gonna get 2 aboard, and even though we scored a run right after that, we're in trouble because Salt Lake scored 4, and at least I'm gonna double into the gap. We got all the way to the championship, but unfortunately, our AAA run is gonna end here, and entering my 2nd season, I just have to hope that they added me to the 40-man roster, and there I am. At just 19 years old, I have earned a spring training invite from the Cincinnati Reds, but earning a spot on the team will not be easy. I'm definitely having a hard time adjusting to Major League pitching, but I'm going into the right center gap, and there's no doubt that's gonna be a double. I can't believe we're facing Clayton Kershaw at 19 years old, and we actually got a hit off of him, and if I keep playing like this, I'm definitely gonna make the Major League roster, and let's go! That is a home run off of Yamamoto deep to center field. These are our numbers about halfway through spring training as we put together a very nice stat line, and we're opening our next game with another dynamic challenge. All we need to do is advance a runner to earn an equipment pack, but unfortunately it's not gonna happen, so we're gonna start this game 0 for 2, but this one's turned on. That has a chance going out to left field, and it is gone for a home run. I really don't know what else I have to do to stay on this Major League roster as I dug out this home run for a deep shot to left field. Just for spring training, I've decided to switch to the silver power archetype to give me more pop in my bat, and maybe I should keep it there. Remember that I can only use the gold ones if I make the Major League roster, but for now I definitely want that extra power in my bat over the fielding upgrades. This is the final game of spring training and my last chance to show that I belong on this team, and that's not helping. The tough part now is I usually get pinch hit for after about 2 or 3 at-bats, and I really don't want to go hitless to end this game, but thankfully I'm still in for the 5th inning and get aboard with a single. That was my last at-bat of spring training, but if I don't make the majors, something is very wrong, so all I can do is sim to the regular season where we have been optioned. I cannot believe it. That didn't make any sense, so I simmed a week, and thankfully I realized that the CPU just learned how to do service time manipulation. After all that drama, it turns out that I'm getting the call up to the major leagues, and after talking to my teammates skates for 1 minute, they're already calling me daddy. Now that I'm finally at the big leagues, I'm gonna get myself up to 85 overall with this new skill set, and I also upgraded all of my equipment. It is finally time for Daddy Longlegs' Major League debut, and remember that we are only a week into the season, and that is a big deal because it means that he could possibly become an all-star this season, as his first Major League hit is going over the fence for a home run. He dug that out for an absolute moonshot over the fence, so he is already sparking this offense. After this game, he got his first interview, and he warned baseball that Big Daddy's coming. Getting through the minors and making the all-star game is the big goal in this video, but comment below if you want to see more of Daddy Longlegs, because I've had a great time with these Road to the Show videos every time I've made them, and here's a great catch in the outfield. This is only game number 3 at the majors, but we are off to a very good start with our 5th hit, and the best part about it is that our whole offense is on fire right now, as that's hit number 3 on the game. Despite missing the first 6 games of the season, Longlegs has the most home runs and RBIs on the team. We're in the majors in season number 2, and I'm very glad that I played a lot of games last season to grind for that gold skill set, because it has turned us into an absolute monster. After a month with Cincinnati, it feels like we have this challenge in the bag, so I might just simulate and see what happens, because after bringing up Daddy Longlegs, Cincinnati now has one of the most dangerous offenses in the league, and that is another multi-home run game. I cannot believe what I'm seeing as I simulated the month of May, and Daddy Longlegs has not slowed down with 24 home runs and 58 RBIs. I have simulated 90% of these games, but Daddy Longlegs is having the best rookie season in MLB history. Here's another dinger, and I would love to make another video where I play through his whole career on a very young, talented Reds team. We're a week away from the All-Star break, and we are leading all right fielders, and that cast includes some very talented players like Corbin Carroll and Ronald Acuna. There's no way that this stat line keeps us out of the All-Star game, but we're going to play the last game of the first half against the Phillies, where we start by grounding into a double play. We are getting shut out by Zach Wheeler so far, but at least we got a hit to end the All-Star break. But now it's time to tally the final votes for the All-Star game to see if we made it as a rookie. Once again, this has been a very fun video to make so far, and I would love to continue it in a separate episode, so drop a like and subscribe if you want to see that. But now we're going to see if we accomplished the goal we set out to achieve in this video, and we absolutely did. With 904,000 votes, Daddy Longlegs is an MLB All-Star. Thank you so much for watching the entire video of one of my favorite concepts to make every single year, and if you enjoyed this video, you might enjoy these ones too.